You're watching the Kop TV, the voice of football's most famous stand.
Salah to settle it in front of the Kop.
Good evening, people. Welcome back to the Kop TV, the voice of football's most famous stand. This is the Hot Kopics podcast episode 105. We're rattling through these now. If you are joining us on YouTube, do us a favor. Smash that like button and comment with your thoughts on the following hot Kopics. If you didn't know, hot Kopics, topics, get it? And then subscribe to the YouTube channel if you haven't already. And if you are audio platforms, Mario, tell them.
They have to follow us and give us a 5-star rating.
Perfect. It's probably the best one you've ever done. So shout out to you.
Oh.
Shout out to you, my friend. How are we, people? Where are you listening from? Where are you watching us from? Let us know right now in the comments. We love to hear where you guys are following us from. If it's Liverpool, if it's India, if it's Brazil, if it's Japan, we love to hear wherever you're from. So do hit us up in the comments. You might be able to hear the little tippy tappy of Gus in the background. Can't really decide whether he wants to be in the room with me or in the kitchen waiting for his mum to come home. So Gus, make your mind up. Gus is going to feature on the channel on Friday. Look forward to a new collab that we have coming on the Kop TV. A new sponsor for the channel, right? All will be revealed, people. So make sure you smash that button. They're coming in already. We've got Aubrey, right? Look at this, Mario. Aubrey is watching from Botswana in Africa.
Botswana.
Wow. Look at that flag. That's a great flag. Georgia, USA, says Walker 33.
Wow.
John is watching from Liverpool, but not the Liverpool we know. It's the Liverpool that's in the state of New York in the USA.
Boss.
Did you know that? Did you know there was another Liverpool in New York, Mario?
I knew it. And I know there is another Liverpool team as well in Uruguay.
Uruguay, see. Yes, there is. You're right. Not the same, but great.
No,
Look at this. California. Right?
California, you know, I know.
Dream of Californication. So many songs. Hotel California, Danny California. There's great songs and great places out there. And shout out to Lisa Oggy, who's watching from Preston. So, you know, that's good as well. From Liverpool, but in Falmouth, Cornwall. So there's a Liverpool in Cornwall as well, says Matthew.
Another Liverpool.
I did not know that. I'll be honest. Shout out to Shubham, India, Adam Fitzpatrick, Dublin. Don't worry about St. Paddy's Day there, Sunday against the Manx. We'll smash them there, bye. Forget about it. Shout out to Mayleys. How are we, lads? Doing well.
All good, lads. All good.
Could
matey.
be a little bit better if we got the 3 points and that penalty. But listen, don't jump ahead of the gun. We will discuss this. Tammy, big up, lads. Good to see you both at the weekend, despite the cheating refs and the result and the cheating team that we were playing against, allegedly. Mossley Hill, shout out to South Liverpool in the house. Another California listener or watcher, Ewok there. Watching from East London, South Africa. I did not know there was an East London in South Africa. Wow, Puerto, what's this?
Puerto Rico.
Puerto Rico, vamos. Ponce, Puerto Rico.
Ricky Martin, Puerto Rico.
Is that where Ricky Martin's from, is it?
Ricky Martin is from Puerto Rico, lads.
Hang on. No, I'm from Liverpool, but I'm in Cornwall, says Matthew. Okay, it makes a bit more sense. Tobago. Wow. Dr. Rodriguez in Tobago.
Trinidad and Tobago.
A place where Peter Crouch is never welcome. Can you confirm that for us in the chat there, please, Dre?
Why?
Because he pulled the dreads of the Trinidad and Tobago player to head it in for England. It's in his book.
I remember that.
Ahmed from Somalia, watching from Garston in Liverpool. Shout out to a man like Martin. Speak, that's where Gus is from. Speak, Razor Lappin, shout out to you. I'm trying to see you guys in Philadelphia. Listen, I'm not promising anything, but I think I'll be out in Philadelphia for the preseason. Right? It's not a promise, but I think I might be. So shout out. Manchester, Connecticut. Is that Connecticut? No, it can't be. CT. Where's that in USA? But I'll never root for United, says El Breezius. Shout out to you. Love the good news this morning. That's the first thing we're going to talk about. France, Berlin. Bedford, Chicago, Alejandro Maravilla. Bienvenido, hombre.
Chicago.
Otra vez. Right, let's let's start that again. Let's waste no more time and get into the burning hot topic, Mario. That is the fantastic news, right? And we can clap, we can rub our hands because the structure, the future of Liverpool Football Club, in my opinion, is now in the best hands again, right? Just to celebrate that news, do what Sam says, smash that like button, right? Let's get the likes straight up there. 84 people in the house right now. It should be 84 likes. I'm not being funny. It should be. But Mario, have you heard the good news that Michael Edwards is coming back officially to Liverpool? Gus is going mad. He's barking and running around everywhere. He's so excited. And also Richard Hughes comes in as sporting director. Is that not just the best news in terms of the future of Liverpool that you could possibly hope for?
It's absolutely, Alex, the best news we had this morning. Absolutely. Michael Edwards is simply the most Salah of the sporting directors, the most Salah. He's not going to be a sporting director now. He's going to be the boss of every single football operation we're going to do for Liverpool after Klopp. And he's obviously the right man. He's the man who knows the club, the man who knows behind the scenes, the man who knows every single stuff about Liverpool Football Club. So as a Liverpool supporters, we are so made up to see that great lads, Mike Edwards, come back to our team. And I don't think there is no one better than him. So this is the perfect timing because Klopp obviously is going to leave. And we're going to get a different direction after that. It doesn't matter who's going to come. It doesn't matter who's going to be Liverpool's next manager. But no one, it's even closer to Jurgen Klopp. And we know that. But if we have Michael Edwards to be the boss of every single operation, every single player we're going to get next summer, and the manager and all the things around, we can definitely trust him, be happy and enjoy now with this news and feel a bit better for the future of Liverpool Football Club. I'm honest with you. Yes, we're going to lose Jurgen Klopp end of the season. We know that. We try to get, we have to live with that. But we've got Mike Edwards after 2 seasons, exactly 2 seasons. He's back to Liverpool yet again. And it's the greatest news we ever had in this week, definitely. So let's believe, let's see who is the right man, because that man knows about the situation. He's the right, perfect man. So I don't know who's going to come, but now I've got more trust in the boards and stuff. I always had a big trust about the FSG, don't get me wrong. They did an absolutely incredible job for Liverpool in the last 10, 12 years. But with Mike Edwards next to them, he's going to be part of the PSG as well. But not only about Liverpool, he's going to be the boss. Yeah. So now he's getting hot, lads. He's getting very hot.
Yeah, we reported on this last week that it was very near and that there had been another kind of round of conversations between FSG and Mike Edwards. But it was today, just after midday, that David Ornstein tweeted the following. And you know that when David Ornstein tweets, it's the rubber stamp seal of approval of the certification and the authentication of any news. And he tweeted this: Michael Edwards is named FSG CEO of football. He resigns from Ludo Nautics on June the 1st and replaces Mike Gordon in charge of Liverpool. He will appoint Simon Hughes to recruit Klopp's successor and help identify/manage a second club. So they are looking to also purchase another club, FSG. And apparently this is the key bit for me. In these agreements and the negotiations with Mike Edwards, it's alleged that he has turned down Chelsea and Manchester United to come back to Liverpool to enter that senior FSG role, right? So obviously these clubs can throw all the money at him in the world. But I think the key attraction here for Edwards is that senior role. It's a little bit more power. It's a little bit more authority. He can delegate his roles and due diligence maybe to Richard Hughes as well, who's now going to be below him. But I think the key thing to understand here is that he didn't turn down one approach. It was 2 approaches by FSG. So we're all happy. We're celebrating the fact that he's back. But a lot of the credit here, in my opinion, And again, let us know in the Hot Kopics comments down below if you agree or disagree. You have to give a lot of credit here to FSG to bring him back to Liverpool after Klopp announced that he'd be stepping down. So that is, you know, you've been rejected once, you know he's talking to other clubs, you go in again and you almost make him an offer that he can't refuse. So I think FSG have done all the right things, in my opinion, to bring him back to the club. There was this to say as well, FSG are looking at buying a second club, which to me, I don't know if that's good or bad news for Liverpool. Good news, I'm struggling to see how it directly impacts Liverpool in a positive light. If anything, it takes more money that we could maybe use for purchases of transfers. But we're hearing the offer made to bring Edwards back also included helping to identify and subsequently manage a second club. One of the biggest factors in my decision is the commitment to acquire and oversee an additional club growing this area of their organization. We know that Chelsea, we know that Man City are all part of Everton as well. There's loads of examples, are all part of networks that maybe overlook and oversee more than one club. The whole kind of modern, the way City have gone about it with Girona and New York FC, etc., etc. He said, I believe that to remain competitive, investment and expansion of the current football portfolio is necessary. Edwards brought in, as we know, a number of key players, right, including Alisson, Virgil, Salah, and he will give up doing his consultancy work for Ludonautics, which is a sports advisory business set up by Ian Graham, who is apparently Liverpool's director of research for 10 years from 2012. He'll give that up on June the 1st and come back into the club on that day as well. He says, having served the club previously, I need no reminder of how much emotional investment is made by supporters in the city itself. I am looking forward to getting started. So it's quite a whirlwind. There's quite a lot of chops and changes when it comes to CEOs and appointments of sporting directors. Even an improvement on the wages, of course, it will be for Edwards. But again, it's a more senior role where he is now technically the CEO of Liverpool Football Club.
He's the boss.
He's the Peter Moore. You know, he's going on to do that role essentially, but also having. I mean, Peter Moore was more brought in to oversee the commercials. But for, Mike Edwards, obviously he's going to be having a firm eye on transfers to bring in. He's the kind of guy that, as we said, brought in so many big players. He's the kind of guy that, put certain release clauses in contracts. He ensured the safety of Salah, Mane, Firmino. He's got all of our big lads on contracts. And now he comes back. So my question is, Mario, with the new setup, or the re-envisaged setup of Edwards at the helm now, with Hughes underneath him, are these the two people to, one, get Xabi Alonso through the door, but two, bring us the big names in the summer again? It's a big question.
Yeah, it's a massive question. Alex, it's just like if Mike Edwards and Simon Hughes, they think that Xabi Alonso is the right person to be a Jurgen Klopp successor, let's do it then. Let's go for it. In my opinion, you know what I think about it. I have a big respect for Xabi Alonso. Great player. Yeah. He's doing a great stuff as well in Germany now. But in my opinion, we need to get someone with more experience. But in the same time, if you have a look who is available to replace Jurgen Klopp, apart of obviously Xabi Alonso, De Zerbi, the Sporting Lisbon manager, I don't know even his name, I'm honest with you. If you have like other names, if you have a look about other names about them, there is no one else available. Zidane, I don't want even consider Zidane as a kind of successor of Jurgen Klopp, because for me, he's a great man, very intelligent, he knows about football. He's not for Liverpool. And if Mike Edwards think 100% he trusts that Xabi Alonso is the right man, Mike Edwards, I believe you lads, and let's do it. Let's go for Xabi Alonso. It doesn't matter if Bayern Munich wants them or Real Madrid, or let's do it, because when Mike Edwards is gonna go to do something important, he always succeeds. He knows how to deal with people. He knows how to talk. He knows how to do everything. He's a genius, let's say that. So if he thinks Xabi Alonso is the right man, let's do it. And about the second question, yes, we're gonna get the right players. We're gonna get. I don't know. Everything is gonna happen. Everything is gonna change for the next season. I don't know who wants to leave. Who's gonna leave? We don't know. Let's see first who's gonna leave, and then obviously try to set up a different team with different mentality. Everything is gonna be different, Alex, and you know now, obviously, with the new manager and whoever he comes. But let's see who's gonna stay Liverpool. Obviously, players like Trent, players like, I hope, Mo Salah. That's very important move as well. If Mo Salah wants to be part of Liverpool for the next 2-3 seasons, this is another plus, another credits to Mike Edwards and Simon Hughes. And we're gonna see what's gonna happen. But definitely we're gonna get the right players for Liverpool Football Club. Not probably expensive, but the right players with the right potential. And then Xabi Alonso, whoever is gonna come, is gonna make from them superstars. This is our heritage,
I think Xabi Alonso comes to Liverpool with or without Michael Edwards in the picture, but I also think that him rejoining sends a shockwave out to the rest of the big teams in Europe to say, no, when it comes to negotiations from now on, you think you had a nice time without a sporting director or with Jorge Schmadtke for the last 18 months. We're bringing the man to the table to deal with our negotiations now. So for me, that sends a message that we're not here to mess around. I think I'm a lot more confident now going into, I wouldn't say bidding wars, because it's very, very, very rare that we do that. Maybe with Caicedo and Lavia, it's the only time I can remember a firm kind of us v you, 50 mil, 60 mil, 70 mil, 80 mil, 90 mil. We never do that. And we didn't have Michael Edwards when that happened, right? So I think going into this summer, knowing that Salah, Virgil, Trent are all in the kind of final year of their contract, knowing that we need to buy a couple of players, we need to sell a couple of players and get the best price for them, by the way, because he's a genius in doing that as well. Solanke,
exactly.
I think I'm way more confident now about the future, about the transfers, about the success on and off the pitch with Michael Edwards in charge. I genuinely do believe that. So, it's a massive move for Liverpool to get him back. Especially when, he had conversations with Manchester United. He probably took one look around and thought, Jesus Christ, this needs a lot of work. I'm not prepared to invest that.
I'm not ready for that. I don't
want that. You know what Piggy says, more money, more problems.
Exactly.
And I don't think he wanted that headache. So fair play to him. He's made the right decision. But yeah, listen, it's a bit of a coup from FSG. They're obviously switching around. His actual role is CEO of football at FSG. So it isn't exactly Liverpool CEO. It is, but it's worded in a way that, is a little bit different. So yeah, shout out to David Ornstein, who broke that news earlier. Simon Hughes is a former Premier League player. He actually scored for Portsmouth 20 years ago to knock us out of the FA Cup. Did you know that, Mario?
I didn't know that. I didn't know that. I'm honest with you.
I
remember Hughes from Portsmouth, but I didn't know it's that Hughes who is now our sporting director. I didn't know.
He's actually Scottish.
All right.
He's Scottish, is Richard Hughes. So interested to see how he'll get on. I mean, he's done a great job at Bournemouth. The reason I think he's got this job is because he's quite friendly with Mike Edwards. So
yes,
we don't like the whole nepotism. Oh, he's my mate, so I'll give him a job. So hopefully it doesn't ever work out to be like that. It's got to be a very professional relationship now between them. But listen, if Mike Edwards thinks that's the best man to come in and be the sporting director now, so be it. If that's what he thinks, go for it.
Exactly. Yeah. If he thinks that he's the right man to be underneath him, that's it, mate. We trust to that man. He's a football genius, lads.
Absolutely. Shout out to everyone in the comments. We are about to speak about that Man City performance, especially that second half, which I thought was incredible, and obviously the lack of penalty. Super chat here from Waka33 LFC. It says the post-Klopp era just started today. Michael Edwards and Richard Hughes announcement. Just need that proper gaffer and we'll be solid. I'm assuming you mean Xabi Alonso, but let us know. Shout out to Frantic Fingers. Credit to FSG to resign me. Oh, Michael Edwards. Easy. Yo, Mario, we just saw you live on NBC Sports here in the USA, bro, says Ozan Kabak. I think you must have been in the fans or something when they were showing a video
probably
of a Liverpool game. AGT,
Nice one, well
thoughts
done.
on Liverpool FC in Montevideo, Uruguay. Yeah, this is the capital of Uruguay, Montevideo. Great name for a capital city, that is, isn't it? Do you know what? I don't
Yeah.
know too much about them. Mario probably knows a bit more than me, but no, they obviously picked a good name. That's all I can say. I don't know. I don't know. Hope it gives them good luck. Inshallah.
Yeah, same. I don't know, like you. I don't know about them. So, but yeah, it's the best name ever, lads. We know that Alexis sounds.
Mario is legendary. Shout out to Frantic Fingers.
Nice one, lads.
Amorim is the manager in Sporting Lisbon. Lisboa.
Yeah, Amorim, exactly.
MK says buying a club would make sense if you want to explore the South American market. Do you know what? That's what we've been doing. We let Porto and Benfica get them from South America, and then we just buy them from them. But I agree. Cut out the middleman. I mean, surely we've got scouts in South America anyway. Shout out to Ant Dicko. Evening, lads. Hope everything's okay. Embarrassing that pen wasn't given, and Strange Walker interview says everything. Let's talk about it then as a second hot topic. First of all, before we get into the negatives, talk to me about the positives that you saw on Sunday, the atmosphere, you know, the fantastic second half performance. What are the positives and the good things that happened? And then we can talk about, you know, the obvious bad things.
The most important thing of the game, obviously, was that in the second half, we had that incredible control of the game. And when you have that control against Man City, I don't watch every game of Man City, I'm honest with you. But when you have that control about one of the best teams in the world, means something very special. Too many positive things to mention about the game. Obviously, if I have to be completely honest with you, I told you on my fan cam as well, I was gutted after the game. Still now, I'm gutted about the results because I wanted to win. We had the chances. We played better. We controlled the game. We did the game. We had that incredible 100% penalty to be given for us. It didn't happen. We don't know why. Nobody knows why. But, mates, we have to be proud of our team, of the way we played footy, of the supporters, how we, support the team. Because, in my opinion, I spoke with many people about this game before the game. And I say to everyone, in my opinion, this game, it's one of the most important games in the last 5-6 years. I'm not going too far, but this is my opinion because Jurgen Klopp last game against City, against Guardiola. Jurgen Klopp last season, we are top of the league. We have to make a gap with them. So that was a very big chance to get the 3 points. We had the chance to do it. We didn't get it, but still, we have to be proud of the lads, of the way we played footy against probably the best team in the world. Let's be honest. Wataru Endo, all the players, he was fantastic. Between De Bruyne, between Rodri, people saying that Rodri is the best defensive midfielder, the best CDM in the world. But I think Wataru Endo is even more special than Rodri. That's a big shout, I know, but mates, at Luis Diaz as well. I mean, like, you tell me, some people, some supporters, let's call it, they insult Luis Diaz for that missing. I understand that it's painful to see 1v1 when you have the chance against City. You have to capitalize. You have to score from that position. But in the same time, he was probably the man of the match. So you can't blame someone. This is a team. This is a proper team. We are a family. We've got that incredible, unbelievable togetherness. Probably this is the best togetherness since Jurgen Klopp came in 2015. So we are still top of the league because, my consideration about Arsenal, they're not going to fight for the title, Arsenal. Great team, great manager, great players. But, in my opinion, they not be involved in the title race. This is not disrespecting Arsenal. I see the football in this way, so I'm honest with the people. And I just see Man City and Liverpool. We're going to fight with them. So, mates, proud. 100% proud of the lads. Obviously, gutted about we lost 2 points, but still. Next. Let's see to the next step now. I can't hear, lads. I can't hear.
Hear me now? Hear me now?
Yes.
The start
Yes,
wasn't great, I'll be honest. They were popping it around. They were looking comfortable. But then kind of 20 minutes in, we really grabbed hold of the game. The positives, I'll start from the back and go forward. Kelleher made a great save against Foden. Obviously, they hit the post, which he couldn't have done much about, but he obviously caught the rebound. So Kelleher, again, in the big moments, there's an argument to say he could have saved their goal, but I just don't understand in modern day football how you don't have a man on the post. I mean, that's when I was playing, and when I ever still play, it's a man on each post from a corner. It's just simple. I don't know if that's too,
old, vintage,
too old.
too vintage.
Is it too old? Yeah, too
It's
English.
vintage, Alex.
Yeah, vintage.
I agree with you. I agree with you.
Sunday League. It's Sunday League stuff, man.
Yeah.
So, right back, Conor Bradley was fantastic. The centre backs, I mean, Jarell Quansah. We have the next Alan Hansen on our hands here, ladies and gents, boys and girls, because that kid, and I will say kid because he's a kid, was playing in League One under Joey Barton, the sausage, at Bristol Rovers last year. So, the progression that he's shown, the confidence, the quality on the pitch, barely makes any mistakes. Incredible. Virgil, best centre back in the world, we all know. And then the midfield. Jar Jar Binks went off crying, right? I'm calling him Jar Jar Binks because he does look like that now with that hair. And when he gets sweaty and that, he goes a bit red. So I'm calling him Jar Jar Binks. He was on the bench crying to Pep. They were arguing. Yeah, give it a thumbs down, buddy. Yeah, thumbs down. He was crying because Endo just went keys, phone. Oh, Kevin De Bruyne. Back pocket in the old Sky Rocket. Yeah, he had him there. And he went off crying after 65 minutes. I've never seen, a player like a Lampard or a Scholes or a Keane or a Gerrard get hooked in a title-deciding game. Never seen it. So why Pep thought he had to bring him off? I'll tell you why. Because of Wataru Endo. Yeah, that's why. I absolutely love Endo. He's my guy. I love him. And him and McAllister as a two, whether it's Endo holding and Maka pushing or as a double pivot in times of pressure, I just think that is the perfect midfield. Them two are incredible. The Szoboszlai one, I'll be honest, the header, I think if Nunes has that header, it goes in. The way Nunes can head a ball.
Exactly.
He kind of gets under it and not around it. And then he had a really way wide shot in the second half, came off, wasn't his best game. But then the strikers, and a massive shout out once again to Harvey Elliott, because boy, that kid has played pretty much every single minute in the last 5 or 6 games. He deserves so much credit for his relentlessness, his passion, his desire. He's flying into tackles. He's running. He does not stop, like a little Duracell kid. So shout out to Harvey Elliott. And then up front, obviously, Nunes couldn't score. Diaz did everything but score. So yeah, it was a really positive performance in the second half. It's one of the best performances we've ever had against Man City, the way we suffocated them, forced them into mistakes. Now, what I do want to say is we should have won the game with the chances we had, right?
I know.
The 2 big chances that Diaz had, Gakpo had a chance. Obviously, Salah came on and did what he could. He could have scored maybe 1. So I will blame us for not killing off the game. I will blame us for not being clinical. But what I can't do, and I can excuse us not winning the game because of the positive performances from everyone on the pitch, and sometimes you just don't win the game. But what I can't do is make an excuse for why that penalty wasn't given. I'm sick and tired of talking about it. I hate the sound of my own voice when I'm talking about it. It bores me. We know it's not consistent yet. We're asking for consistency every single week. But how that was not a penalty, and I hate to use, if it was any other part of the pitch, it would be a foul and a yellow card.
Exactly.
That's just obvious. A kick
Why?
in the chest,
Why in the penalty area
Why?
the rules change? Why? Tell me. In every single part of the pitch, this is a foul and a yellow card for Doku. Inside the big penalty area, it's nothing. It's just like, let's move on. Why?
Let's
Alex,
move on and then
try to think something. Try to think something, Alex. In your football knowledge, amazing football knowledge, football experience you have, do you remember a big referee situation against Man City, like a big mistake against Man City in the last, let's say, 5-6 seasons? Like someone like
one. I can think of one.
which one?
Do you remember Old Trafford last season, the goal that Bruno scored when they took it quickly?
Okay.
With Rashford and Bruno. That was a very poor decision. But
Okay.
I'm thinking of the Rodri handball, right, against Everton. I'm thinking of the Sterling onside in 2013. And I sound like Ty. I genuinely sound like, what about that offside? What about that offside? That's a disgrace and a cheat in 2013. I don't want to be that old wash guy that talks about decisions this long ago. But the question was, can I think of anything negative against City? One. And then look at the Odegaard handball. And don't even get me started. Don't get me started on the Luis Diaz one. And then don't even get me started on this one, which I'm going to find. I believe it was Ant Dicko who sent it in, right? And this isn't an opinion, by the way. This is a fact that Michael Oliver does get paid by the owners of Man City, who own UAE,
That's true.
to referee in their league and in Dubai as well. I don't want to say that that's connected. How dare I even think that? Because maybe I'm being naive. I don't think, or I don't want to think there is corruption. But when you see these little dots that dot together, the question, he is the same referee for the Odegaard handball, and he does get paid by Man City's owners. So I don't know. Make of that what you will. I don't know.
If it's a penalty, I don't know. I don't understand why they didn't check it on the VR.
They
when
said
it's
he
like
got the
that,
ball.
you have
They
to
said,
call the
no,
referee.
They checked it. They checked it. They
checked it, but call the referee. Goes. I mean, they check it, but when you don't know, it's like 50-50 situation. Call the referee, the official referee, to have a look properly, and then he can decide if that's penalty or not.
Do you think
that big?
Do you think last season we saw a lot of referees going to the screen? Have you noticed now this season they don't go to the screen a lot?
Yeah,
they do, but not as much. I think if he goes to the screen and they slow that down, and I'm not saying that, you know, the screenshot is the thing you go of. You should watch it in real time, like you should have for the Curtis Jones red card and the Jota red card last year, and the McAllister one this year, and the Virgil van Dijk one this year as well. But you've got to go to the screen. And then for the worst part of it is, right, that's a disgrace how we didn't get it. But for me, the slimiest part, and again, I don't want to think this way, but it makes me think in a way that is deeper than just this game. Carl Walker comes out and says the referee did a great job. He could have easily crumbled in that situation at Anfield, but he kept his nerve and he made the right decision. And that's why he's one of the best referees in the country. Like, when you hear stuff like that, you think, hang on. You're both paid by the same people.
Exactly.
I don't, like I said, maybe I'm still a bit of a purist. Maybe I'm too naive, but I don't want to put these things together to equal that word. But it's difficult, mate. It's difficult not to look at it like that, Mario.
They know pretty well, Alex. Even Man City players, Man City supporters, they don't have any supporters. Let's call it supporters, you know. They know pretty well that was a penalty. Everyone knows pretty well. In 2024, with all the technology we've got introduced in football, VAR and stuff, why? The referees, they don't take the real responsibility. Because you have to say, if you're a referee in the Premier League game, and you are assigned to be a referee for Liverpool Man City, which is obviously the game of the season, you have to have a big cojones. You have to get the responsibility. And not, because this is unthinkable, Alex. That decision, obviously, on live from the Kop, I didn't see it because it was from other sides. I haven't seen anything. But then you show me, even, you know, on my fan cam, I haven't mentioned it but then when I watched the highlights, I watched all the stuff. Mate, he didn't even touch the ball. McAllister touched the ball with the chest.
I know.
And he goes straight, Kung Fu King on his chest. If it's not a penalty, we can't talk about football anymore, lads. Honestly, let's leave it. Let's don't follow anymore, because this is, I don't want to call it a corruption. I told you many times, I want to believe in the genuine sides of the English football. But if you don't give me a penalty in the last minute in that game.
Well, that's what Kop said. He said, if you're a football person, you know that's a penalty. If you don't, then you're not a football person.
Of course.
So, it's crazy. It's absolutely crazy, man.
Do you remember, Alex, Xabi Alonso and Nigel de Jong in the final 2010?
Yeah.
Similar.
That was only a yellow card as well, wasn't it?
Yellow card. That was a red card straight, let's say.
Oh, was it a red? He got a red.
No. Give him a yellow, but that was a red card. But they give just a yellow to the young 2010, the final to Xabi Alonso. So I don't know what to say, honestly.
You know what?
I don't know
It was
what
a
to say.
fantastic penalty by McAllister. I think he should take our penalties now. He should have had another one to end the game. He left the game with 6 stud marks on his chest, as well as the liver bird, obviously. But the 6 Doku size 7 stud marks, he left with them. And I just wish we were coming away thinking and knowing that we'd won the game. But hey-ho, we didn't. So let's move on. Manchester United and Sparta Prague this week. We're going to jump into the comments. Mario, I'm going on a stadium tour soon. What days and times do you need to meet the GOAT, says HR.
Let me know when you're coming, mate. Or, send a message to Alex on the Kop TV, the private messages, and let me know. I wake up mostly every day, but let me know when you come. So ask for Mario when you go there.
Yeah, ask for Mario, huh? Tammy says that Walker interview is something else. I know, it's honestly mad. Modern power puff penalties given for nothing. Maka has a Doku tattoo on his chest. Haters defending the indefensible, says Truth Sayer. Yeah, the time wasting from Edison was a joke as well. I can't lie. I think Ruby might be in the house, Yes, your moppets, says Rubes.
Oh, Rubon!
I was going through Euston Station yesterday to get to DR, and someone smacked me on the back. And in London, I don't know about everyone else, but from London, if someone smacks you on the back, you turn around and you're ready, and Liverpool, you're ready to give him a clap back. So again, he's doing that, smacking me, and it hurt. It wasn't a little tap. She's got some power in them little mitts that she's got, little Rubes. Smacked me on the back. I thought, turn around, and she went, haha, yes, you moppers. And then I saw her for about 10 seconds, gave her a hug, and had to go. But shout out to little Rubes, you little moppers. Big up Rubes. Ruby says, Tammy, shout out to Tam. Diaz missed 3 golden moments to put us 3 goals up. Says Goose Step Scouser. Don't know what's happened to Mario there. He seems to have frozen. So when he's unfrozen himself, I'll get him back. Shout out to man like Tim. Arsenal are a pantomime team, says Goose Step Scouser, and Endo had him pocketed. AGT sausage. Sorry, but Michael Edwards ain't gonna save you, man. Shout out to Jean-Pierre Shields. And Endo is an absolute warrior. The Gum Shield Samurai. Use kill me, says Little Rubes as well. We might as well look forward and not look back because there's nothing we can do about it now. Super chat. Ozan Kabak, one of Arsenal City, guaranteed to drop points next. That is very true. One of them has to. Not 2 teams walking away with 3 points. So shout out to everyone getting involved for that one. Context is key. Virgil was the only starter in our back line, and Diaz was never clinical, but he was absolutely relentless. Shout out to MK. Kick out the troll, James Bond. You're becoming the tie of Liverpool. Little time out there for the old James Bond. By the way, the mods, if you are a mod or you'd like to be a mod in the chat, let me know as we welcome Mario back. I had to just go put a quid in the Wi-Fi box, run out. Wow, there's so many comments, by the way, here. I literally don't have time to get through them all. But if you do want to send in a comment to be read out without question, then do send in a super chat if you can. Mahad watching from Minnesota. Shout out to you, my friend. Big up AGT and Mario, but we had ourselves to blame on the chances. Lucho Sita, says Blair Mac B. And we've got through the comments. So, right. Thursday night, Anfield, Sparta Prague. Massive shout out to my guy Lucas, who was in the EPET arena when I was with him last week. Really cool guy. What do we think the kind of atmosphere is going to be like on Thursday, Mario? And what kind of team do you expect us to put out, knowing that we're 5-1 up already?
Exactly, knowing that the first leg we won 5-1 away, so obviously the second leg we can test all the kits. I know for some of the people this is the first time ever to be in Anfield, but we have to think obviously about actually let me think about it then. We've got obviously Man United on the weekend on Sunday, so I'm gonna put like probably 8-9 out of 11 kits I want to taste Dance. I want to see Kumas. I want to see probably Harvey Elliott yet again. He's 20 years old. He's got incredible energy, so he can play every game, every 2-3 days. I want to put the kids, bro. I want to put the kids. I want to see the kids taking that kind of the famous European nights in Anfield, which obviously we are famous for. So it's good for the kids getting that kind of experience, because obviously when you play FA Cup, when you play League Cup, it's not the same when you play the European games. It doesn't matter if it's Sparta Prague or if it's Man United or if it's Barcelona, it's the same. European nights, they are very special in Anfield. The atmosphere, that just kind of pink nights with the lights, it's a special feeling for the kids. So I'm going to put all the kids,
100%.
probably couple of senior from the first choice, probably not, I don't know. Like McAllister looks okay, and that's it, mate. Let's see the kids, all of them. So, Paul, I expect to win 1-0 or 1-1, because we are through, mate. I'm not arrogant, but we are through anyway.
Yeah, no, I'm sure we will be 5-1 up. Did you know that the draw for the quarter-final and semi-finals this Friday, the 15th of March for the Europa League,
I know,
at 12 o'clock midday, to be played on the 11th of April and the 18th of April as well. And obviously we know the final is in Dublin on the 22nd of May as well. And we could play Xabi Alonso. They obviously got a last gasp equaliser against Karabag in the first leg of the game. We could also play Roma. We could play Marseille. We could play Milan. We could play Sporting. We could play Atalanta. Could play West Ham. Could play Rangers or Benfica as well. I know who you want, Roma. They obviously flew through that first leg against Brighton 4-0. Did you expect that?
Absolutely not at all. 4-0. I didn't watch the game. I was so surprised when I watched it on live score. 2-0 face card, 3-0, 4-0. I'm gonna tell you what's my dream for the quarters, Alex. So basically, I've booked a holiday in Italy. I go back home for a couple of weeks from 50th to 29th of April. So what's my dream? First leg, get on the quarters, Roma. First leg, home game, 11th of April, and I'm here in Anfield. Second leg, in Italy, 18th, 1 week later. So I'm there 1 hour away from the stadium, from Stadio Olimpico. So what I want is this one. If it's happened the same thing, we get Roma, but the first leg we play away and the second home, don't tell me what's going to happen. I'm going to cry for probably 3 weeks. Because I can't cancel my flights, I book it already. So it's gonna be, lads. I don't even think about it. It's gonna be like so sad. Paul.
Yeah. Well, we'll see. But we've got the job to do first.
We will see. Yeah.
Finish it off. But yeah, I would play the kids. I think that's what he'll do. As many as possible. Massive game against Man United at the weekend, Mario. FA Cup, 5th round. Doesn't really get much bigger than Man United away in the cup. Is this again another game that we should be desperate to win?
Oh yes, absolutely, Alex. This is when we play against them. It's always a proper. It's a fight. It's a fight. So quarters FA Cup against them away. It's a proper, the classic football game of Liverpool, and I want to win it, because if you think about it, you just mentioned now. The Europa League final is 22nd of May. And if we get the FA Cup final, is 3 days later, 25th of May. It's my birthday, but could be the last game ever for Jurgen Klopp as a Liverpool manager, obviously, if we get the final. So, too many good things. Too many, obviously, everything is going on plan so far. Everything is perfect, let's say, almost perfect. So, I want to win on Sunday. And then, obviously, we've got the semi-final, Wembley, the final. That's what I want. I wanna play the last game of the season on my birthday with Jurgen Klopp and win the FA Cup.
Yeah.
For the
I don't blame you.
That's what
Shout out to Frank Carlisle. Great to meet you again last week. Mate, what a guy. Frank Carlisle. Will Diaz go to Barcelona? Says Goose Step Scouser. I'd like to say no. You never know. You never know what can happen. But I'd like to say no. I'd like him to stay, of course. Jaden Dan should be back from concussion protocol. I believe he will be heavily involved on Thursday. Goose Step says, I believe Arsenal and City will slip up. I think Mario, are you frozen? No, he's there. He's blinking.
No, I'm here.
115 likes and 205 in the chat. Come on, let's get some more. Mario, Kelleher or Adrian for Thursday? That's a good shout, actually.
That's a good shout.
Adrian.
Let's go with Adrian. Let's go with him. Or Pitaluga, Marcelo Pitaluga. Or he's on loan. I think he's available.
He's in Scotland, I think.
He's on loan. No. Let's give shout. Do you know the last time Adrian played for us? When was that?
Against Man City in the Community Shield.
Oh, you reckon?
Yeah,
I think the last game he played was
the time before that was Atletico.
Atletico Madrid, yeah.
Yeah, and we all know what happened. That was actually 4 years ago, almost to the day. Idiot.
11 March 2020, 4 years ago yesterday.
Yeah, man. I remember that night so clearly, man, being at that game, just thinking,
Don't
the whole world's going to shut down tomorrow. Remember, I didn't see Jack for about 4 months during that period. It was crazy. Klopp's last dance with Jose is the dream. Jose is not the manager of Roma. It's Daniele De Rossi.
It's Daniele De Rossi, lads. Come on.
Also, Arsenal Porto tonight. Do we think Arsenal go through against Porto tonight?
I'm honest with you, lad. I don't care at all about Arsenal. But
nah, fair enough.
I want Porto to go through. Yeah.
Roma is my sister's namesake. She would love that occasion, says cool. God, I pray Diaz doesn't leave. My Colombian king says, Tammy, 116 charges. Shout out to man like Clues.
If you add the last one, it's 116 now.
Did you hear about this? Rafa Benitez sacked by Celta Vigo today.
Oh, I didn't know. That's a big shout.
Did you know? No.
What? No.
It's another one. I think he should just pack it in now. I think he just stops being a manager now.
Halas, that's it. Yeah.
Relajar por la playa, tu dinero, no más.
He's got a house in Wirral as well, with the White Sox in Wirral.
He does.
So he's Wally Bach. So he loves Liverpool. He's part of the society. He's a big fan of Liverpool City. So
100%. Why wouldn't you be? Right. So just to round it off for you, then, Mike Edwards back at Liverpool. Right, he's officially back with Richard Hughes as a sporting director. Mike Edwards is the new LFC CEO. Love to see it. We've also seen the kind of fallout from that Manchester City game. And then obviously we've just spoken about Sparta Prague on Thursday and Manchester United on Sunday. Coming up for you on the Kop TV this week. Tomorrow, what day is it? It's Wednesday. We're going to do a match preview for the Sparta Prague game. Thursday, Mario will be at the game. We'll have fan cams outside for you.
You're not coming, Alex, on Thursday?
No, I'll be in London, unfortunately.
All right.
And then on Friday morning, I'll be doing a preview with Flex. That's going to be a big, big preview, by the way. Jesus, that is going to be a big preview on the Kop TV and United View as well. Really, really looking forward to that content when it comes out. Again, the new collaboration, the new sponsor will be on that video on Friday. So really looking forward to give you guys this great deal with HelloFresh. I might as well say who it is. It is HelloFresh. So make sure you are watching that video on Friday to get the absolute belter deal for you that I've arranged. And then obviously it's the game Sunday. We'll also be finding out on Friday who we've got in the next round of the Europa League, as well as any press conference bits. But then on Sunday, of course, me and Doyle will have the video for you, the instant match reaction after the game on St. Patrick's Day, Manchester United versus Liverpool on March the 17th, 3:30 kickoff thereby. So really looking forward to that too. So yeah, listen, it's been a great show, Mario. See us out.
It's been a great show, Alex. Thank you. I'm gonna tell you just before we wrap up something. Flex is the new tie.
Flex has already told me he's just gonna be shameless in this match preview, so I'm looking forward to seeing just how shameless he can be. And this is their everything. This is for them, for United. It's like with City last year. This is their chance to stop us potentially doing a quadruple or a treble or a double. So it's down to them to go out and stop us. So will they do it? Who knows? Hopefully not.
I don't think so.
But guys, shout out just before we go. One more big shout out to every single person who's watched from all over the world. Espero que tengas una buena noche, AGT. Lo igual, hermano. Vamos. Yeah, wrap it up there. So, guys, if you've been watching on YouTube, shout out to you. Press that like button. Comment with your thoughts on the hot Kopics that we've spoken about. Go and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And Mario, if they've been listening on the audio, Acast, Spotify, Apple Music, etc., Deezer, I'm sure we're on there as well. What should they do?
It's a proper exam, innit? Have to follow it and give us a 5-star rating as well.
That's it. Perfect. Lovely stuff. All right, guys, we will see you very shortly on the Kop TV. But for now, take care and you're never walking.
Take care, lads.
Hey guys, thanks for watching this video. If you've enjoyed this, make sure you check out the rest of the channel too. There's other stuff you'll enjoy for sure.
Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to the Kop TV,
The voice of football's most famous dads.
Come on.